Hola amigos! Welcome to Singing Señorita. So this is the time of year my students start looking for a summer job. And our vocabulary just happened to be on jobs and interviews. So I had a bright idea. Why not teach students how to go through the process so that I'm not only teaching the vocabulary, but I'm also teaching them life skills. So if you'd like to find out how I did that, just stick around. The first part of my lesson was teaching students the vocabulary about jobs. So what I normally do, because we have such a massive amount of vocabulary, I break it down into different pieces. So what I did is I broke this down into the words that had to do with searching for a job first. So my students always get their vocab off of Quizlet. I don't give them this sheet because I at least liked for them to write through it so that they have that connection, and then they work through some of the Quizlet exercises. That was my first step. And then what I had them do was read a conversation about a person looking for a job. So they get to see the sentences in context of somebody having a conversation looking for the job. But with that, they also had questions, comprehensive questions about the conversation. And then to make it more relatable to them, I did a section on personal questions. Some of those questions were things like, do you want a job this summer? What type of job would you prefer? What are the requirements of that job? So I was using the vocabulary, using a conversation to give them an example, then connecting it to their own personal life. Then at the end of that class period, so that was day number 1, I had them do just a little ticket out the door, and I asked them, what type of job would you might want to get this summer or when you graduate from college? And they gave me a list of that. So that was day 1. Day number 2 was a classified ad. So where do you start when you're in a job search? You start by looking for what's available. So what I did is I made anuncios clasificados using the vocabulary and the jobs that were listed there to start them out a little easier. So they had 2 different pages where they had to look through classified ads. They read through it as a group. They made sure they could understand it. They went through any vocabulary, had them circle words and talk about it in their groups. At the end of that activity, what I had them do as a group is from the activity the day before when they wrote what jobs they want, I posted all of those jobs, what they were in English and what they were in Spanish on the board. And their groups had to pick one job. So that was fun to hear them discuss one job that they wanted to pick out of those lists. Then they had to write their own classified ad as if they were the company that was searching for an employee. They had to write the classified ad. Part number 3, they had to fill out a job application. How much real world could you get? So I told my students, if you're intending on getting a job this summer, why not do the research for all of the information that you would need now? So previous job history, all of the references you need to look up. So if you do this for real, then you'll be ready to search for a job because you'll have all of the information you need because you did it for your assignment. So it was a real world way for them to use their vocabulary and also look up the information that would prepare them for jobs. Then what I did on day 4, I introduced a second set of vocabulary that had to do with interviews. And then we watched a video, which I'm going to link in the description, that were 5 things that you should do to improve your interview skills. Because the very last point was to practice your interview. I gave them a list of interview questions in Spanish that are the most common interview questions. The final stage in this process is the interview. So it is actually going to be a speaking quiz for them. They're going to come, they're going to bring me the answers to their questions. I'm just going to randomly ask whichever questions and have a conversation with them that would be much like what they would experience in an interview. So this is a very real world set of assignments, and it's also preparing them, those that want summer jobs or those that will be looking for jobs in the future. So I love when you can take Spanish and overlap it with real life experiences. And I hope that this has helped you find some ideas for your class. If you would like to use any of the materials that I have used, I'm going to link them in the description. I hope that you found something that will help you, and I hope you have an awesome week. Adios.